Well, hello everyone and welcome to iRacing. We're here at the custom home decor at USA International Speedway. We're about to go live here on the racetrack where we're going to have 134 laps of this 0.75 mile circuit. It is a tight paperclip oval and these stock cars are going to have a hell of a time trying to get around it. Now, let's head on over to the grid. Well, we are here at USA International Speedway doing 134 laps of this 0.7 mile circuit for the Frankenstein Metalworks Cup Series, brought to you by Frankenstein Metalworks Custom Home Decor. So here at the Custom Home Decor 100, we're going to be taking a look at multiple drivers as they come to do all the laps possible. This is a tough track to get around. We're going to have good participation today as well, as we're now going to be following along with Will Cloud as we continue to run through the qualifying section. I say that. Let's over to Bryn George, actually, who's still on track doing some laps. There he is. There he is in his number 8 Ford Mustang. This is a tough track to race, and I mean that quite genuinely. These guys are going to have a hell of a time trying to get around here. This track was not made for the NASCAR Cup Series. However, I think it is going to be quite a race. Hello, Jesse. I'm sorry you weren't able to make it to tonight's race. That is unfortunate. But I get it. You're out with the homies. Still, you should have came. This is going to be a tough race for these guys. Zachary Thornton is going to be topping qualifying for the moment as he's currently damaged on track. Let's see how Brady Floyd's doing. He's still in the pits. Will Cloud is... Oh, there he is. Let's follow along with Will Cloud in that number 48 breast cancer awareness. ERA Sim Sports. Chevrolet Camaro. What a race we're going to be in store for tonight. I think it is going to be mighty interesting to see how everyone does. This very tight paperclip oval is going to be very difficult on the tires. You have to keep an eye on your tires. I made this setup, and I think that gives an indication on how this is going to roll. It's going to be okay, and that's it. Okay. Following with Will now with Zachary Thornton currently topping the session with Chris Pierce, a driver we haven't seen in a while, taking up second position. All right, that's going to be Will's first lap, and he's currently in 4th. All right, not a bad lap. However, that is going to be his final position. Let's follow along now with Marshall Harris. You can see him in his number 97, LA Kings 392. That's his Twitch. Make sure you go ahead and check him out. That is going to be his Toyota Camry. We saw Marshall last race was doing really well until his tires ended up getting killed towards the end of the Iowa race. That was last week, which you can check out over on my Twitch videos page and will be later uploaded to the stream archive. So make sure you do check that out as well. However, he did a really good job, especially on the restart at Iowa, so we're going to see how he does tonight. However, this is an even tougher track than Iowa, which is already hard on the Cup cars. You can see that Camry. He does, it does really look good, but he's currently running in 6th. Don't take that as our entire field, though. We have a lot of drivers that have yet to qualify, and a lot of drivers we have not seen before in our Cup Series. So, honestly, I am very excited to see how this gridding is going to end up going. All right, that's going to be Marshall's lap there. He's going to be in 6th. Nope, he's going to be up into 3rd. What a lap out of Marshall Harris, currently taking a podium spot. All right, we're now going to follow along with the number 88 at David Gibbs with ERA Sim Sports, as he's now going to be completing his laps. You can see that speed just going down the front stretch. These cars are able to move so fast in such unprecedented ways, especially with how narrow this course is. Honestly, I expect this to be like a Bristol race, but not quite as a synchronized spin as we saw on the first lap. However, don't get Will and Marshall too excited, otherwise they might. I see you, Will. You're saying you're going to die on the first start. We'll see. We'll see. David Gibbs tops the qualifying session with a 21.5. What a lap he's been able to pull out of that Chevrolet Camaro. And we're going to see if he's able to keep that kind of pace up all night long. You can see Chris Pierce is going to be running in third, Zachary Thornton in second. It's been a while since we've seen Thornton with us, as well as Chris. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two fight against each other. Well, it's not a lot left, you know. That is going to be the end of our qualifying session. And honestly, I am very excited to see how this race ends up going. Genuinely, I think it's going to be fascinating. It's going to be a sunset race here at the Custom Home Decor 100, brought to you by Frankenstein Metalworks. Custom Home Decor. And honestly, it's going to be interesting. Cheesy Berber, that is correct. That is correct. Although this time he's not running that paint scheme, but I would agree. In any case, let's head over and do our grid. Well, here we are, and let's run through our grid sequence. It looks like we're going to have a couple of connection issues, it looks like. Very cool. Always my favorite. There we go. All right, let's run through our grid. So, starting on the inside in the front row, that is going to be David Gibbs with a 21.5. On his outside is going to be number 35 of Zachary Thornton. In the second row on the inside lane, that's the number 25 of Chris Pierce. On his outside is going to be number 97 of Marshall Harris. In fifth position on the inside lane, that's going to be Brady Floyd. On his outside is going to be number 48 of Will Cloud. Then in the fourth row on the inside lane, that is going to be Bryn George. On his outside, that's going to be Cameron Pfeiffer. Then in the next row behind, on the inside, that's Hunter Terpstra. Then on his outside, that's a first-time showing of Amir Page. And then finally, bringing up the rear of the field, it's number 17, a Scott Whiteman. Also a first-time showing here in the Frankenstein Metalworks Cup Series. I think that this race is going to end up being a one for the books. It is going to be impressive to see what everyone is able to pull out of these cars, especially with how difficult this track is to drive. I'm excited. Quite genuinely. Well, you got to comment. Who do you think is going to win this race? You know, we're going to be following those rules of if you spin, then you cause the EOL. You cause the caution, which receives the EOL. And then after you get that end of the line penalty, if you cause another caution, you get a disqualification. Our field may not be the most massive, but it is one of our larger ones we've seen. So, we'll have to see. Zach, I see you rooting for yourself there. Good luck to you tonight. Wish you could have your headset on with us so that we could actually, you know, interview you, but I get it. I get it. And we're now going to be heading in to our race session. And honestly, I got to wish a good luck to these drivers, as it's going to be difficult. All right, here we are on the backstretch here at USA International Speedway, following along with the number 35 of Zachary Thornton with David Gibbs on pole. A lot of these teams are hoping to be real competitive today. So many people showing up and so many hoping for points. Currently, Brady Floyd, starting about mid-pack, has the points lead, but not by too much. So he's going to have to be one to watch. But also, ERA Sim Sports, in terms of the team standings, is currently leading, followed closely behind by 2K Racing. And 2K Racing does not have too many people showing up tonight. So we're going to see how this race ends up going. Well, the lights are off on the pace truck. We're about to go green in not too much longer of a time. So put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for our drivers. All right, the pace truck is off. We're coming into the restart zone. There it is, green flag, and away we go here at USA International Speedway. Looks like Zachary Thornton's off to a good start. David Gibbs is absolutely flooring it and trying to get away as best he can. They're too wide now, running through turn 2. There they are onto the backstretch. It looks like David is going to edge his way ahead, but Zachary Thornton is going to be riding that outside lane. Looks like Chris Pierce is going to try to push him from behind a little bit. Nope, he's going to dive down. That is going to put Chris Pierce maintaining 3rd position, and that is going to be... Oh, who is that? Behind them. Let's get our board up here. You can see now where everyone is. 12 drivers in your field tonight. It looks like that is going to be the number 8 of Bryn George riding in 4th. In 5th, that's going to be number 48 of Will Cloud. He's having some pressure put on him by Cameron Pfeiffer in that number 10 Ford Mustang. You're going to want to keep an eye out. All right, that is going to be the caution out already. Now, it's time to go see what brought out that caution. All right, so it looks like I found the cause of our caution right here. Let's bring it up on screen. So we're flying along with the number 97 of Marshall Harris. It looks like he had a rough start and was currently exiting the pits a couple laps in. Let's see what happens here. He's exiting the pits, loses grip, and just spins on the backstretch. And then clips Brady Floyd. So that is going to put Marshall into a rough spot here tonight so far, here at the Custom Home Decor 100, brought to you by Frankenstein Metalworks. Custom Home Decor. All right, we jump up back into live, and it looks like David Gibbs is going to be maintaining his current lead. In the pits is going to be Brady Floyd and Marshall Harris. Well, we're going to see what happens, continue on here for throughout the rest of this race, and who's going to be able to take it home. David Gibbs had such a very strong start, and I think he's hoping to keep that momentum rolling forward. Chris Pierce also had a good start, but he is going to be under pressure from Bryn George. That's something he has to keep an eye out for. All right, lights are off on the pace truck, and we're going to be going back to green very shortly. Remember, if you want to get some fantastic interior quality items, make sure you check out Frankenstein Metalworks. They are over at facebook.com/Frankenstein Metalworks, and their custom home decor is some of the best. So make sure you check them out at facebook.com/Frankenstein Metalworks. Well, we've already had quite a start here at USA, and I'm excited to see how these guys are ready to make this race even more exciting. All right, the pace truck is off. There it is, green flag, and away we go here at USA International Speedway. Looks like Zachary Thornton was able to get better of a start on David Gibbs this time. Thornton clears David. That's Thornton to the lead. David Gibbs on that inside, though. It looks like he's going to have a bit of more pace coming through the backstretch. That's going to be David on the inside now this time. David's putting some pressure on. David is trying to get through, and it looks like he might just be able to do it, forcing Thornton outside into the wall. You got to be careful out there. There's a big bump on that outside. David Gibbs on that inside lane is now back into first position. You can see the number 25 of Chris Pierce here is under threat from that 8 of Bryn George. He's trying to keep his pace up so that he can run away with this thing. But it looks like right now everyone is going to be so close together, it is going to be a very tough battle. Chris, with his new Frito-Lay paint scheme, is out here tonight. New fastest lap set by David Gibbs is a 21.2. Wow, what a lap. These guys are absolutely just rolling away. All right, there it is. That's going to be another caution out so far. So we're now 2 cautions in, with only now going into our 10th lap. Give me a second, and I'm going to go see what that caution was. All right, well, I have our caution right here. We're going to be following with the number 9 right there. That's Amir Page. In his first start here in the Frankenstein Metalworks Cup Series, gets loose off the 2, spins down low, and then starts sliding up the track, just barely missing that driver right there. And that is what brought out the caution. That means that Amir Page will be receiving the EOL, and if he gets another penalty due to causing a caution, he will be disqualified just like every other driver out here. All right, well, that is the cause of the caution as we are now rolling forward into the rest of this race. A lot of drivers came into pit, but their top 4 stayed out. I believe top 5 too. That is going to make this race just a bit more interesting. Everyone that is able to come into the pits and get repairs and fresh tires, they're going to be a threat to behold. Well, with David Gibbs leading currently in the short track standings, not in the point standings, that is a win at Bristol and a win here at, well, potentially a win here at USA. I don't want to give this race away already. It's only 12 of 134 laps in. However, he has been very dominant so far. Zachary Thornton, though, has been right with him. So honestly, I really shouldn't give too much on who is going to win this thing, as everyone has been so close together. That's Will Cloud there. You can see in that number 48. He's going to be supporting the breast cancer awareness movement. A bit of an interesting month to do it in. It's not October, but that's okay. A lot of these paint schemes we're seeing for the first time, such as that number 9 of Amir Page. We have not seen that paint scheme before. It's interesting to see the different ones we're able to get here on iRacing. All right, well, we're about to go back into racing here at USA. That's the pace truck off. There it is, green flag, and away we go here at USA once again. Zachary Thornton, again, getting such a much better start than David Gibbs. That's a spin. That's Will Cloud into the field once again. Caution already out. That did not take long. Well, I think this is the point where we're going to see people starting to get disqualified in not too much time. All right, we're going to see it from the blimp cam up here in the booth. Let's take a look at what happened. So we're right now following on with the number 48 of Will Cloud as we're going into the restart. Looks like Chris Pierce checks up. So does the 48, but the 9 does not check up. That's Amir Page slamming into the back of the number 48. Just, man, unfortunate that has to be Amir's out, as that is... You know, everyone else checked up but him. So that is going to be the cause of your caution here tonight. As you just saw right there, David Gibbs was going into the pits. Well, unfortunately, that is the way that these kind of races go. When you're on a short track such as this, you just get caught up sometimes. And sadly, Amir Page was one that did and got himself in a not great position. Well, we take a look at the rest of our field now. Let's head back into the sim. Right now, that is going to be Zachary Thornton leading this race with David Gibbs right there behind, hoping to make this interesting. Looks like I thought the lights were off, but not quite. So that's going to be David Gibbs coming in, unless I'm not live. And hey, look at that, I wasn't. My apologies. It looks like Zachary Thornton is still going to be leading this thing. Bryn George is going to be in second position. Cameron Pfeiffer in third. And Brady Floyd in fourth. This is going to be an interesting race that we're going to be seeing here tonight. Brady Floyd decides to go into the pits now. Zachary Thornton is going to be maintaining that lead. Looks like he's having a bit of popping in and out. So we're going to be watching from Bryn here to make sure that we get a good quality picture. A lot of fans out here, and tonight looks like they're not following the guidelines. I think we all should be. But again, being the sim, that is good to at least have an audience. All right, the lights on the pace car are off. That's going to put David Gibbs into fifth position, as Will Cloud is going to be heavily damaged, but in fourth. We'll see if he's able to recover his race after that. That is unfortunate that he got caught up so quickly, so bad. Coming into the restart, that is going to be the pace truck off. Green flag, and away we go here at USA once again. It looks like a fantastic start of our top two. They're going to be rolling away with this thing. It looks like Will's having a bit of speed issues on the restart. You can see that the number 25 was a bit slow behind him. That's going to put Chris down, trying to split it, trying to go with David. Thornton now running away with this thing, is pulling away already. Cameron Pfeiffer, though, is also going to be looking like he is trying to pick up that pace as he's maintaining a third place position. However, he is putting the pressure on Bryn, trying to get through. You can see him there in his Diet Coke, number 10. He's going to be putting some pressure on. Although, David Gibbs, as they're running single file now, it looks like we're going to actually get some laps in. That is going to put David Gibbs into fourth position. David was leading really strong in the beginning of this race. Hopefully he can recover some of that momentum he had. There he goes, setting another fastest lap. I was just about to clear it, so we didn't see it. But there it is. It's already back. But now it looks like the pressure has changed from Cameron putting it on Bryn to David putting it on Cameron. You can see them as they round turn 4, going down the front stretch now, that this track is difficult to drive. You can see it just with how they have to handle the cars going through. A lot of these guys, I'm sure, are trying to come in for early pit stops, as there is not enough fuel in the tank for these guys to make it the entire race. Uh-oh, looks like Cameron. I was wrong. That's Cameron. Now they're going 3 wide across the start-finish line. Zachary Thornton into the wall, out of the way. No yellow was called. That puts Zachary Thornton many, many places behind. Thornton is now going to be fighting to try to recover his race after that one. Unfortunate. However, David Gibbs, though, is now into second position by Bryn George. That's Chris Pierce on the inside of Bryn George as well as they go down the front stretch. Bryn George taps the wall as they run down the front stretch. That's Chris Pierce, though, not quite able to pick up the pace. I'm sure trekking up to try to give some room. Cameron Pfeiffer continues to lead this race here at the Custom Home Decor 100. If you want fantastic racing just like this, and you want some fantastic home quality products, make sure you check out Frankenstein Metalworks Custom Home Decor. They are a gracious series sponsor, and I heavily recommend that you check them out. Sadly, it looks like our representative driver of them, Dave W. Thomas, is not having the greatest of races as he's currently running a bit more towards the rear. However, this is quite a race we've been having at the front of the field. Well, David Gibbs trying to put the pressure on Cameron to see if he can catch up and get into a higher finishing position. That is Chris Pierce. It did register by, but not anymore. Zachary Thornton is going to be a decent bit back from Chris Pierce. Unfortunate. He has a lot of momentum to recover and try to put some pressure on. It is Interstate Batteries number 35 for Atkinson Designs Racing Team. Hopping back a little bit further, we can see Will Cloud was just passed by Brady Floyd in the number 20 machine. Will Cloud still heavily damaged after that unfortunate incident where Amir took him out. Looks like Scott Whiteman having a bit of issues as well as he pulls down just a little bit. Scott's first showing here at USA. That is a unfortunate race to attend for the first time, as USA is a very tight track, and still, he's putting a fantastic show on for his first showing here. Hopping up a little bit further in the field, you can see that right number 53 Chevrolet Camaro of ERA some sort. It says number 53 of Dave W. Thomas. Brady Floyd is currently on the move in that number 20 Ford Mustang, as he has been trying to catch up to the rest of the field and trying to score some more points for 2K Racing. Josh Redden was unable to make it for this race, which is unfortunate, as that is going to be less points heading in the direction of 2K Racing. Hopping back up to the front of the field, that's David Gibbs by Cameron Pfeiffer. I was going to jump up a little bit earlier, however, wow. It looks like Cameron is right on the rear bumper there of that 88 machine. These two are going to be duking it out, I can already tell. Cameron, his only previous race, as far as I know, here in the Homebrew Racing League was with Atkinson Designs. He joined the Atkinson Designs late model series at Oxford as he spins right there a little bit out of four, but he's able to catch it, putting him a little bit further behind now. Cameron, he attended the Atkinson Designs late model series and won his race. All right, that is going to be the caution coming out once again here at USA. Give me a second, and I'm going to go find out what happened so we can... Oh, it looks like we're already getting a preview there with Marshall Harris in the wall. Let's take a look, and I'll be right back. Well, this is... Man. Yikes. Yes, Will, we did get some clips right there of Amir getting you, unfortunately. But we're right here right now, following with the 97 of Marshall Harris. This is an important question to really see what's happening. As, truth be told, I'm not really sure, as this is a very complicated thing. We're heading now into turn number 4. You can see the 97 starts to slide, but the 21 comes up and just takes him out. And then 48 tries to avoid and just kills them all together. Honestly, that is a very, very rough spot to be in. And honestly, I think I'm going to be handing it over to the number 21 on that one, as he did get into him. And it didn't look like he slowed down. Kind of at all. So... Well, that was your caution, and I'll be right back. Well, honestly, it has been an intense race that we have seen so far out of these drivers. For real, it just keeps going. It's insane, you know? Not only just a lot of wrecks and stuff like that happens because it's a short track. I mean, it's short track racing. What do you expect? But honestly, just in general, a lot of really tough racing. These guys are not letting up on each other. They know that this is the third from last race of the season. Next race, when we go to the Roval, that's the second to last. Before we have the penultimate, not the penultimate, the ultimate race, the Slag Thrower 225 at Charlotte. So, we'll see. I think a lot of people are trying to score in some good points before the very long race that we have right at the end. Well, we come back now into the race as we see Cameron Pfeiffer is still going to be leading with David Gibbs in the number 88 machine on the outside. The number 8 of Bryn George is going to be riding the inside lane in the second row back. So we'll see how this race comes into start, as it is going to be mighty interesting. You can see the 48 there was able to get a faster pair, putting up into a pretty decent spot of 6th position. A bit of a really tight checkup there out of these drivers. They were very close together coming out of number 4 as we now go to green flag here at USA Speedway once again. That is going to be David Gibbs off to a good start this time, as he's now going to be taking that lead away from Cameron Pfeiffer. It looks like the number 25 and the number 10 are going to be banging doors as they come now into the turn number 2. We'll follow back just a little bit to watch with them. Looks like the number 10 was able to just barely edge out the number 25 there. So now the number 25 of Chris Pierce is in between a sandwich with between Amir Page Esports, who we have not seen be a champion point contender in a very long time, and is realistically, in terms of the championship, not eligible still. And 2K Racing behind him. Chris Pierce is going to be in quite a pickle tonight. However, that is going to be an intense fight. We see there back a little bit between Will Cloud and Zachary Thornton. Although it looks like Thornton was able to get right on by, which will be helping his race as his recovery, trying to get back into the points after that unfortunate wreck that Thornton had a little bit earlier on, where he just skimmed the wall just enough to slow him down massively. I think that was just another one out of Thornton there. As I said that, yep, that's going to be Thornton around. We're going to take a look at that and make sure he didn't get pushed or anything. As unfortunately, that is a pretty intense wreck right there. Uh-oh. I don't know why that caution thing was so delayed, but... Well, you can see it right here. This is Zachary Thornton we're following along with as we go out of turn number 4. It looks like he hits that bump, and the car just spins around. I see that, Jacob. Honestly, I wish. I mean, the wheel broke loose, so it works. You picked a fine time to leave me loose wheel. You're right. Sadly, Zachary Thornton is going to be the cause of that caution. That is going to be his singular warning of tonight. Although he has been racing very clean otherwise, and it has been good to see him being a clean and yet competitive racer. Goodness, there we go. I was muted still. I'm so sorry. Still, tell me what you think of this race so far. It's been absolutely fascinating. Jacob, I did see your message. I'm sorry that I was muted for that. I am a big brain sometimes. Still, it has been quite a race we have seen. Very competitive. Tell me who you think is going to win this one, or tell me who do you think is going to get wrecked next or potentially disqualified, as we're heading into that territory where a lot of drivers now are running on thin ice. Still, it's going to be a interesting battle towards the end. I had a weird technical issue there where it looked like the white flag was out when it definitely should not be. As we're only 44, I believe 45 laps now into this race. All right, well, we're about to go a little bit longer, I guess. Looks like we're having a very long caution this time through. That's the kind of stuff that happens, you know? Just does. 46, I'm sorry. But I'm excited to see really how this wants to finish out, as it has been very intense just watching these guys fight at the front of the field. Well, I still have the channel points things up, so if you are going to be redeeming those, I recommend you continue on doing it, as more rewards are soon to come. I just got to figure out what in the world to do with them. Still. All right. It looks like the lights on the pace car are off. Awesome. Let's rejoin back into the field with the Frankenstein Metalworks Cup Series here with the Custom Home Decor 100. David Gibbs will be on the front row in the inside lane once again with Chris Pierce on his outside. He's got a teammate with him. However, in the third position spot on the inside row, that's going to be the number 8 of Bryn George. On his outside is going to be the number 48 of Will Cloud. However, it looks like these guys for ERA Sim Sports are all together, and they're willing to work together. All right, they're going to have to put up a tough fight, as there's going to be a lot of competitive drivers here out in the front as the pace car is off the track. And green flag, and away we go here at the Frankenstein Metalworks Cup Series once again. It looks like the number 88 and the 25 had some contact there. Chris gets off to a really good start, although he is going to be on the outside lane, although it looks like these two are going to be working together for the moment. David Gibbs is off once again. Chris Pierce able to maintain that kind of speed and is able to stay in second position ahead of Bryn George. Will Cloud locked in on the outside, does not have a way through, and nobody is going to be letting him in anytime soon. Zachary Thornton right there, you can see him. It looks like Thornton's diving to the inside. That's Thornton on the inside. Not giving that position. That's number 88 of David Gibbs sliding up the track. Unfortunate. His tires just gave out, and he's now going to be sliding to the rear and has to put up a tough fight as he just gets bumped by a teammate. David rejoined a little bit too early and got bumped. Unfortunate as Chris Pierce continues to lead this race. Zachary Thornton also going down into the inside lane, giving room. It looks like your top three are going to be the ones under massive threat for the moment, trying to get this victory. Chris Pierce, we have not seen in a while. Sadly, his message that he left on his rear spoiler is not quite visible with this package, but it did say, if you're going to send it, don't. Uh-oh, looks like Bryn George gets a bit of a bump out of the number 10 of Cameron Pfeiffer, putting him now into third position. Cameron does not want to give this race up and is willing to drive aggressively for it. Chris Pierce popping in a little bit. There he goes. He's back in. Will Cloud is going to be your first driver out of the top three, currently running in fourth, and he's going to be under pressure of Zachary Thornton in just a couple laps, depending on how well each of them can save their tires. Chris Pierce continues to try to run away. This thing, that's the number 10 sliding, and that's the number 10 into the wall. Going to... Nope. There it is. The caution comes out once again. He did not get booted. I saw it. So that means Cameron just slid into the wall with his tires dead. That is going to be Cameron getting an EOL, moving to the rear of this field. We'll watch through it again in just a minute, but you can see just how intense this racing has been. These guys are all so close to each other, and wow. Well, I just got a tad of advice out of Zachary Thornton here, and he said that I should watch it from his point of view, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to rejoin right now so we can see it from Zachary Thornton's POV. But right now, with the number 35 on the inside, you can see him, how as he just slides up there. We'll watch it again just a little bit more. Comes down. Oh, and then Will comes up again, getting wrecked. Oh, man, just so close to hitting Will. Man, Will, who already had his faster pair, is now going to be hurting. Unfortunate for these guys who are now going to have a very rough race trying to keep up into the top 10. You see, that's where aggressive driving gets you. You know, you can be fast, but this is the kind of result it has. All right, we're going to take a look at that again once more to really see what that looked like. All right, here we are. We'll watch that again here. And the number 10 of Cameron Pfeiffer. Keep an eye on that Coke car. You can see that he just loses traction, skims into the wall, loses it, tries to save it, and goes up into the fence. Unfortunately, putting him in a very tough spot, killing Will Cloud there. Absolutely unfortunate that that kind of stuff happens. You know, you hate to see it. Well, this has very interesting consequences for the race, and when we go back, you'll see what I mean by that, as a lot of drivers are in a very unusual spot to where they've been so far throughout this race. So, realistically, I think we're going to see a lot of intense fighting trying to get back into a top position. But it's the kind of racing you get. Well, this is a good time for me to let you know, and I don't know. Oh, here it is. It's a great time to let you know that you should check out my merch, but also Homebrew Racing merch as well, so you can get fantastic cups just like this. And this time, even though there's a little bit left in there, we're not going to pour it on myself like I did last week. Okay. All right, let's head back into the field now to see where everyone is. Zachary Thornton is going to be your leader in that number 35 Interstate Batteries Toyota Camry. Behind him is going to be number 8 of Bryn George in that Ford Mustang, and in third position is going to be the number 20 of Brady Floyd. However, Brady will be entering the pits. I'm not sure why he keeps doing that. But yeah. All right, that's going to put in third position. That is the number 88 of David Gibbs, and on his outside, it's going to be number 25 of Chris Pierce. Hopefully these two can keep it clean this time and not have any issues. I'm pretty sure Chris came in for tires and fuel, so now Chris should be good for the next little while. David Gibbs wants to get back up to the front of this race. He remembers that fight he had with Zachary Thornton, and these guys are willing to duke it out to see what they can do. Make sure if you want to get some fantastic quality products, make sure you check out Frankenstein Metalworks Custom Home Decor at facebook.com/Frankenstein Metalworks. They're our gracious series sponsors. The pace car is off, and we're now heading into the green flag, and there it is. Here we go. Here once again here at USA. Looks like our top four off to a fantastic start. Hunter Turfstraw in fifth. Some player you don't usually see him is currently trying to keep up the pace. It looks like the number 88's on the inside of the 8. As they're now going through. Man, if that was actual NASCAR, that would be a very unfortunate position. Anyway, you can see there that 8 on the outside. He is going to be trying to keep pace, although David Gibbs in that 88 is not letting him have it. David Gibbs does not want to make this easy. He had such a good run at the start. He was able to maintain a lead lap, so many laps. However, it was super unfortunate. He just got caught out and moved towards the rear. That's what happens. You got to be careful of your tires here at USA. I mentioned it earlier on in the stream. It's just what happens. It looks like I say that once again. That's Bryn George up into the field as the caution comes out once more here at USA International Speedway. We'll take a look at it again here, the number 8, but realistically, I think you all saw that. Really it did not take much to see him move into an unfortunate position. I told people to practice. I did. I told people to practice. In our Discord chat, which you can check out, it's linked somewhere in my stream, I believe. I told them, you got to practice, otherwise I'm going to make fun of you. And I left it with a gif of David Byrne dancing in Once in a Lifetime. But it seems like nobody wants to heed my warning. And everyone is just letting their tires die. As you can see, Bryn George right there, just sliding up the track into the wall. That's going to be Bryn George's first caution of the night, and is going to put him in an unfortunate position at the rear of the field. Not a place you want to be at USA, I will not lie. So, while Bryn George is going to be towards the rear, we'll see how this race is going to be continuing to play out. Well, while we are under caution, and there's not really much for me to do, let's bring someone up with us. It's not something I usually do mid-race, but only if it's really boring, but I don't think I have much of a choice in this instance, as there's not really a... I think it'd be good to hear someone else's voice for a little bit. So we're going to move up. Who do we take up with us? Who's been doing really good this race that isn't Zachary Thornton, as I can't interview him? You know what? Let's move David Gibbs up with us. David, this is Open the Booth. Can you hear me?
I can.
All right, you're a little bit quiet on my end. Let me boost that up.
That is my fault.
Oh, all right. There we go. So how has this race been treating you so far?
It's like a love-hate relationship.
Elaborate for me.
Well, car feels really good 1 second, next second it wants to kick me out into the outside, so.
Yeah, we did see that, unfortunately, how you got just swept up.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Didn't see it.
You know what? You're right. I didn't.
Don't recall that.
Nope, not at all. Just like how David Bird didn't ask, what are we doing here?
Yep.
Well, currently you're running in second position behind the number 35 of Zachary Thornton. Are you worried after your previous restarts with him?
Not at all.
Do you think you're going to beat him off this restart?
Not beat him necessarily, but if I'm being honest, I don't think he has as much short track experience. So I think he'll wait for mess up so I can get in there.
That makes a lot of sense. So I know that this race is going to be mighty competitive. Are you glad to have a teammate behind you?
It's nice, but if I'm being honest, it doesn't really seem like teamwork is working too well here because I mean there's not much drafting. It's mainly just making sure we keep out of danger. Gotta watch each other's back.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense, and I think so far it's been helping you guys as much as it can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, David, thank you very much for your time up in here. I'm going to move you back down into our chat and hopefully into the correct chat this time.
All right, thank you.
All right, good luck. All right, that was David Gibbs, the number 88 machine, here with ERA Sim Sports. Let's take a look and see how this restart is going to play out. Zachary Thornton is going to be leading this race on the restart with David Gibbs on his outside, and Chris Pierce is going to be the inside row with Cameron Pfeiffer on the outside. A lot of these guys have to be concerned about what's going to be coming next. Will Cloud there with heavy damage to the in the rear. Unfortunately, we keep seeing him caught up in accidents that are not his fault. As we go down with a pace car off into the backstretch, and there it is. That's going to be the green flag, and away we go here at USA once again. It looks like David Gibbs off to a much better restart than he has been when we saw him earlier on in this race. A bump with the Thornton there. It looks like he is going to be on the outside lane, as now Chris Pierce is on that inside trying to take it away. These guys have to choose. What are they going to do for it? Uh-oh. That's Thornton sliding. Can he save it? Thornton saves it. Uh-oh. Oh, no. That's Zachary Thornton all by himself into the wall. He brought out that caution as he already brought one out earlier. David Gibbs, who told us that he is very confident with his short track experience and not with Zachary Thornton's. Oh, no. That is going to be a disqualification if it is ruled to be his fault. We're going to take a look at that, and I'll be right back. All right, folks, you're going to see it here. Here we go. There it is. That's Zachary Thornton now entering turn number 3. David Gibbs, far away back, did not touch him. Let's see what happens. Loses it mid-corner, spins the rear out, tries to save it, almost saves it. Car snaps back and puts him into the wall, taking out Hunter Terpstra and stopping Brady Floyd. That is going to be a disqualification, as that is the second caution brought out by Zachary Thornton. Oh, unfortunate, as he had been doing so well this race, and honestly, the only people he's taken out, aside from Hunter there on accident, was himself. No ultra-aggressive driving. Oh, that is just... You gotta hate it. Absolutely unfortunate. Absolutely unfortunate. I hate... You know, I guess, yeah, that short track racing, you know, that's what I got. But that is going to be Zachary Thornton out of this race. And there goes his points for Atkinson Designs, too. Jesse, if you're watching anywhere in there, I'm sorry. This has not been a great race. Will, I agree. I'm sorry for a lot of people. But we've seen some very intense battle for the win. So we'll see if that is able to, you know, reclaim parts of this race. And that is going to give some drivers to move up into the field. So who made the schedule? I guess I made the schedule. We had to include USA for a free track requirement. However, with the swap of Nashville, it would end up being changed. But we cannot swap you know, another racetrack as we did already. But yeah, but then we'd have a repeat race there, Thornton. In any case, that is going to be what happened. You know, Thornton, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, it's unfortunate. It's short track racing, you know? But you gotta have short tracks in a schedule if you want to have a, you know. You're right, we did not run Talladega. You're correct. I know. I didn't say we did. But that is, that's how it's going to be. And I'm sorry that you got taken out, as we're now entering back into the green flag zone very shortly. That is going to be the pace car off. Following on with Chris Pierce, your leader. There it is, green flag, and away we go. Chris Pierce off to a much better start this time. That is going to put the number 25 into the lead. The number 88 of David Gibbs riding in second place with Cameron Pfeiffer in third. Cameron right now is going to be putting on some intense action. There we go, now running into 1 and 2 once again. Cameron Pfeiffer, it looks like your top three are going to be spaced out a little bit more. Zach, I know you're upset about this. We'll have a bit more of a discussion once this race is over. 8 cautions, and wow, it has been intense. Brady Floyd riding in 4th position, currently under pressure from Dave W. Thomas, who's a decent way back. I say under pressure, but Dave is sadly a bit of ways to not put any pressure on Brady. Brady Floyd in 4th is going to be trying to catch up as best as he can up to your top 3. He's currently underneath Scott Whiteman trying to get through. There he is. He's by. Well, now we only have 10 cars on the field. Unfortunate. Oh no. That is another caution out, bringing out 9 cautions here at USA. Give me a minute, and we'll go see what that was for. Well, as soon as I said that, you know, we had 10 drivers, we just lost another in this case because we head into the end game right here. You can see that's the number 10 of Cameron Pfeiffer, who had already sadly caused a caution by spinning, sliding up the field, getting into that, bringing out another caution. That is me, Cameron Pfeiffer, now disqualified. That is going to be another short track. USA is a very difficult track to drive. Man, unfortunate for a lot of these guys. Well, with that one, that is a lot of people into the pits at this point. And let's rejoin and see what we can see. There he is. That is a lot of people coming in now, trying to get some more tires and to be a little bit more competitive in this race. This is quite seriously the most amount of disqualifications we've had in our series, all within one race. You know, it shows just how difficult this track is to drive. I know the setup is not phenomenal, but you got to make your own setup when it comes to this. And I told everyone to practice. Told everyone to practice. Well, that has made this race a bit more interesting, as now there's a lot of people, you know, in an unfortunate position. You know what? With this opportunity, let's bring another driver up with us. Let's bring Brent George up with us. Brought him into the wrong chat. Oops. Let's bring him up there to your disc show. Brendan, Snow up in the booth. Can you read me?
Yes, sir.
Sorry that I put you in driver's lounge real quick. That was on accident.
No, it's all good.
So you're currently running in 6th. How do you feel like your race is going so far?
Other than my self-spin, that completely destroyed my car. I mean, it's been going okay. To be honest with you, man, it's really just a survival fest out here. You just have to survive. It's kind of crazy, but that's how the race is going.
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel about with how many people have, even just spun themselves, even if they weren't being aggressive or anything, and having to get the disqualification for that? How do you feel?
I mean, it sucks. You just gotta avoid it. You gotta take it easy. Some people were pushing too hard, and that's what happened to me. I was just pushing too hard, and I still spun. Yeah, you just gotta take it easy. But people are competitive, so they want to fight.
Yeah, it's hard to blame them when there's honestly a lot on the line this close to the end of the season.
Yeah, I don't blame them, but it is kind of difficult.
Well, we saw you just got your fast repair there, as we're now going to be going to green pretty shortly. Do you feel like you have a chance in the rest of this race?
We'll see. We'll see. I feel like I do have some engine damage, so we'll see. But I am pretty fast, so I guess we'll see.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us up in the booth here, and it looks like I just missed the green flag part, so I'm going to have to move you back down. Thank you very much for joining us. I do appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I moved him in the wrong chat again. Oh, I'm doing great. There we go. All right, he's in the race. David Gibbs off to a good start with Chris Pierce now in 2nd position. That is going to be Dave W. Thomas up into 3rd position. He is one of the last few cars on the lead lap, along with Brady Floyd, who's also going to be putting the pressure on as well. That makes the standings quite interesting. That is ERA 1, 2, 3, 2K Racing 4. And then in 5th position is the number 97 of Marshall Harris. Yep. Looks like he's a decent ways back, but there he is in the number 97 machine. And that is going to be your Shadow Racing representative along with Hunter Terpstra, who's currently running in 10th. Will Cloud, sadly, a lap down after the incidents and stuff that he's been involved in. I swear, he just keeps getting collected. All right, that is going to be Brady Floyd, though, up into 3rd position as he spins. Can he hold it? No caution. He holds it. No caution. Very, very close. It looks like Bryn George had his spin as well. Yep, there he is entering the pits. These guys were just able to save it with no caution called. That is very, very close. That is a dangerous game you don't want to play, and I'm glad that they were able to save it. So, wow. Whew. I'm shocked and relieved that they were able to catch it so that they're able to compete in this race still. I keep saying it, but honestly, I was totally expecting another caution to come out. So I'm glad that they were able to be so competitive. Kudos to them, and we're going to keep running this race. All right, that's Hunter Terpstra right there, running in 7th position right there in his homebrew racing Hemophilia Ontario machine, getting pressure under Brady Floyd, trying to make sure that he can get by. He and Will Cloud are heavily damaged, and there he is. That's Brady Floyd going on the inside. I imagine Will is going to be letting him by quite shortly as well. It sucks when you have so much damage. All right, that's going to be number 20 by Will Cloud there as well. Looks like Brady Floyd is going to be trying to get on the move once again. We've seen him be on the move before, and I'm excited to see what he's able to do this time. Well, it looks like for once a lot of the field is a bit more spaced out, and I don't have to be screaming every 3 seconds. So let's pop in to Brady's interior view so that we can have a turn up the volume moment. So with that, when I head onto the inside, make sure that you are able to turn up your volume just a little bit. I'll make sure I reduce things I need to a little bit, and enjoy the sounds. Alright, we just got under caution. I'm going to slowly increase my volume just a little bit for me. Keep an eye out on that to make sure you don't blow your eardrums out. But it looks like that was another caution we just had, unfortunately. I believe that was Marshall Harris involved. We'll make sure we take a look. His car looks pretty clean, but I think he's stopped on track. And if so, that is going to be a disqualification, as that is going to be his second spin. Let's take a look, and I'll be right back. Alright, we have Marshall Harris here. We're going to follow along now and see what happened. You can see him right there, that number 97 Toyota Camry. He leaves turn 4, spins, slows down, almost able to save it in the grass, clips the asphalt, and wow, honestly, I feel like I've seen worse and not have the caution brought out, but that's what happened. And unfortunately, that is going to be putting Marshall Harris into the disqualification area. Sadly, that is going to be another result of not being able to control the spin and the tough constraints here at USA International. So, we'll be right back. Well, with another one gone and not too much of this race left, I know that it is a very intense spot for a lot of these drivers who are ready not only for this race to be over, but really for all of it to just be finally done and for this race to be finished. A lot of these guys have, been disqualified, or they have their disqualification just waiting to go, as there's not a lot of leniency here. It is the unfortunate thing that happens here when you have a series like ours, where that is the penalty system. However, it does prevent things like this from getting even worse. So, with not too much left to go, we're going to be trying to finish out the rest of this race. I know that a lot of them are ready to finally be over with it. So let's take a look at our field now, and we can really see where everyone is and get a good feel on how this race is going to turn out. We hop back in here, and you can see that David Gibbs is going to be your leader. Right now, that's Bryn George in front of him. He's waiting for the pace car to let him by. And he'll be receiving that when we get to the... Yep, there he goes. Right there. Pace car lights went off. So there he is. There he is. Now he's through. Alright, that's going to be David Gibbs on pole once again. And that is going to be Chris Pierce on his outside. Brady Floyd, though, we've seen him be stellar in his performance. Now in third position. And he's going to try to take away as many points as possible and be competitive. We're going to have to keep an eye on him. He was able to close such huge gaps throughout this entire race, and honestly, that caution helped him as of how far ahead David and Chris were, as now we head about to go back into green. There it is, green flag, and away we go here at USA once more. It looks like your top leaders were able to pull away so far. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can get a bit better of a shot to see what's going on. Looks like Chris Pierce is able to be a bit quicker on that outside line than you'd usually expect, but it looks like David Gibbs, with his usual inside lane, is able to be just as fast. That's Brady Floyd, though, on the inside of Chris Pierce. They're going to go just bear a little bit of contact, it looks like, as we're now going into turn number 1. That's Brady Floyd now into second position. That's David Gibbs spun. That's David Gibbs now falling back through the rest of the field. That's Brady Floyd to be your leader. We have not seen him in the front this entire race. Honestly, I'm not sure if David Gibbs was just watching behind him or what was happening, but that is going to put David Gibbs right now into fourth position, while Brady Floyd is going to be leading this race. Chris Pierce, who's been running at the front the entire time, now has to be very mindful of the next few games he has to play right here with that number 20 machine. What is this race going to turn out to be? honestly, with how far Brady Floyd has been back this entire race, I was not going to expect that he would be a front runner so soon. However, there he is, the number 20, Brady Floyd for 2K Racing in the lead. You can see there that in third position, that's going to be number 53 at Dave W. Thomas, and fourth, that's going to be David Gibbs. Currently, ERA is running 2, 3, 4, and 5, with 2K Racing bringing up the next position. And 6, Scott Whiteman. We have not seen a lot out of him. Just set the fastest lap of the race with a 21.2. Looks like he just got a fresh car and some fresh tires, and it looks like now is going to be his time to shine, and he's going to take away that fastest lap of the race. While he may be a decent bit down, that is going to be a bit of pride for him to hold. Good for him. We jump back up towards the front of the field. It looks like these top drivers are currently going to be running away and trying to finish out the rest of this race. Looks like David Gibbs now is going to be putting the pressure on Dave W. Thomas, trying to get on through. These two are teammates, so I imagine, yep, the 53 is going to let the 88 by. Does not want to put up too much of a fight, as it looks like the 53 is having a bit of speed loss. All right, I better jump back up to the front. That's Chris Pierce putting the pressure on Brady Floyd. I think there was a bit of contact there as Chris is trying to get by the number 20 machine. Bit of a twitch on the number 25. Oh man, they're so close. I can't just say 20. All right, so right now there's a bit of a gap between them once again. But we just saw Chris Pierce chase down Brady Floyd, and he is now trying to come back. All right, that number 25 looks like he's having a bit of issues leaving the turns. He's a bit slow on turn exit, but it looks like he's able to dive into that corner, and even mid-corner is able to pull a lot. We'll see how he does on turn exit here. Yep, he takes a bit more of an inside lane and slides up just a tad. But Brady Floyd, we can watch him now, is going to be a lot more smooth on exit, I've seen. Yeah, look at that. A lot more smooth on exit, which honestly is giving him a really big edge. However, this aggression from Chris Pierce that he's trying to put in is going to be helping a lot. Well, now we're heading into the final lengths of this race with the Custom Home Decor 100. That's sponsored by Frankenstein Metalworks. Make sure you check them out at facebook.com/Frankenstein Metalworks for your custom home decor today. They make fantastic products, and you really should go check them out. They've been our Graces Series sponsor for this entire season, so make sure you go see them. All right, looks like David Gibbs back up into the third position is going to be trying to put the pressure on and is going to do his best to catch up to the leaders. Will Cloud in the number 48 machine is currently running in fifth, and there is a decent gap between him and Dave W. Thomas, his closest person to him. The person behind Will, that's number 8 at Bryn George, who's 2 laps down. In any case, we see that Chris Pierce has caught up a bit more to Brady Floyd here, as we're now entering lap number 113 of 134 here at the Custom Home Decor 100 at this 0.75 mile track, where there has been spins and crashes all day long. We started at 3:30-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're now up until 4. Honestly, I think we're probably running until 5 at this point. All right, it's a 20 on the inside. It looks like that is going to provide a bit of a run for the number 25 as he's able to shoot up past the number 21. Chris has been closing that gap. He's going to be eating his tires up, but maybe, just maybe, it'll play off in the end. There they go now. Just by the camera. Gotta love that sound. All right, here they go now. Once through, you can see that gap now has increased just a bit with that fruit between those, what is that? I never know the official sponsor of Brady's car, so we're just going to say Brady's car and the Frito-Lay machine driven by Chris Pierce. That gap is very close. All right, as they now come in through, you can see Chris is trying his best to maintain riding on that paint to see if he can get just a tad more speed, but I don't know if it's working for him. You know, these guys are so evenly matched at this point that it's not really making a difference. However, David Gibbs is using that speed that he has to try and catch up to the best of his ability. You can see, though, as they go through the turns, it looks like Chris Pierce has a bit more speed in the turns, while Brady Floyd has a bit more speed in the straights. That's Chris, though, a bit loose, as it looks like Brady Floyd is now going to be pulling away. If Brady can hold his nerve, it looks like he might be coming out on top for this one. Both Brady and Chris have the ability to be in a yellow once again because they were able to stay out of trouble this entire race. So are they going to use that to the best of their ability? We'll have to see. Especially as we come into the final lap of this race, that is going to be a sight to behold. As Chris is obviously very fast, but Brady is just as fast. Bit more of a twitch there. It looks like Chris is having just a bit of issues running through these turns. I wonder if his tires are finally starting to catch up with him, as Brady has been maintaining a consistent pace the last several laps. Alright, they're catching up to another lap car. That's Will Cloud once again. They're getting up to. Will Cloud is finally be going a lap down once again after these unfortunate incidents he keeps getting caught up in. That's on the bottom, and that's Chris by the lap car as well. Let's swap up this camera just a little bit. Uh-oh, looks like there was a bit of a twitch out of both of them there, running down the front stretch. A lot of these guys, you know, they've been running for so long, I'm sure a lot of them, their arms are tired, especially if they have higher force feedback. I know Chris likes to run a higher force feedback, so I'm sure right now his arms are pretty dead. These two drivers who've been so close all night are finally getting close to an end to this race. We hop back over to David Gibbs right here in that number 88 machine. Let's take a look from his inside and see what he sees. So here in the number 88 machine, we'll see if we can take a peek at what's going on in front. Right there is, they're trying to pull away to the best of their ability, and David is doing his best to try to catch up. Looks like that gap has been growing between the lead up. Oh my goodness. Just a little bit of spin there, but it looks like he was able to save it just as well. It'd be unfortunate if he got caught up in another caution again here at USA. Bit of a look from the high side. We'll pop over to our leaders to see what we see from their kind of perspective up here. The blimp cam. You don't usually see it too much in these short track races unless you really need it. So for once, we're going to be up here. You can see just how close these guys are. You know, that gap has not been changing very much throughout a lot of this time. Chris Pierce is putting as much pressure on as he can, as it looks like Dave W. Thomas now is going to be rolling into the pits. Try to probably even get fuel, maybe some tires. Actually, no, it looks like he's just trying to run the apron. Maybe that might just be giving him a bit more speed, or he's trying to make sure that the leaders have enough room to get on through. Well, we've had a lot of people come out tonight. I do appreciate it, and we had a lot of people in this race. Sadly, a lot of them caught up in the cautions, and it caused a lot of issues, and I'm very sorry for everyone that got caught up in those. Sadly, it's you know, that's our stuff. Looks like Brady Floyd now is going to be pulling a bit away from Chris Pierce, as it looks like Chris's tires are just a wee bit more dead at this point. The final five to go. Well, 6 really, but we'll add into 5 to go at this point. You can see them as they come around turn 4 now. I think Chris at this point just has to make sure that he can make sure that he pressures Brady Floyd as much as possible, as we have 5 to go here at USA This is it. It's finally going to be over. It's for all the marbles. Chris Pierce is trailing the number 20 of Brady Floyd. Your top 3 are the only ones on the lead lap. They were able to maintain it at such vigorous pace and were able to stay out of trouble that they were able to keep it. Looks like Chris is going to try some different lines now, trying to get by Brady, but Brady is going to keep his consistent line again. It's not going to be enough for David Gibbs to catch up, I don't think. You can see just how close that gap is in the turns. He's so close. All right, there it is. That's 3 to go. We're almost there. Brady Floyd continues to lead this race with Chris Pierce behind in 2nd position and David Gibbs in 3rd. All right, we're coming into 2 to go now as we round turn number 4. That's Chris Pierce sliding just a tiny bit out of turn number 4. We head into turn number 1. Here they go. Chris enters a little bit higher. They're running the paint. Turn number 2. And there it is. That's the exit. That's Chris Pierce spinning just a bit. He is able to hold it, though. That is going to be a gap now forming between them as we now enter turn number 4. As we're now leaving turn, that's Chris spinning just a tiny bit again. As we now enter the white flag, here it is, the last lap of this race here at USA International Speedway. That is Brady Floyd in 1st position, Chris Pierce in 2nd. Who's going to be able to take it? I don't think Chris is going to be able to slide up and try to cause some crazy finish. It looks like they're just too far apart. Uh-oh. That is going to be the 8 of Bryn George spinning on the high side. That is Brady Floyd, your race winner. What a battle we had seen for the past multiple laps. Brady Floyd just able to get by until those last 2 laps when there was a bit of a slowness issue coming out of the number 25. Oh boy, now there's some collision there. They're all so happy for it to finally be over. All right, looks like we're going to see some tempers being taken out right now, as I'm sure a lot of them are pretty upset with each other with how long that race went on and with how intense it was. Wow. Who's ready for it to just be done? Brady Floyd, your race winner of the Frankenstein Metalworks Cup Series. He just scored another win here at USA International Speedway with the Custom Home Decor 100, brought to you by Frankenstein Metalworks Custom Home Decor. Wow. Get them celebratory burnouts in. That was quite a finish you had. You should be awfully proud of it, Brady. Good job. There is your finishing results right there. Brady Floyd takes the win by just over half a second. David Gibbs rounds out 3rd for your top 3. Then, in 4th position, that's David W. Thomas. In 5th, Will Cloud in the number 48. 6th, that's going to be 8 in the Bryn George. Then in 7th, that's the number 17 of Scott Whiteman. In 8th, that's the number 21 of Hunter Terpstra. He's going to be rounding out your drivers that did not get disqualified. Then, here are your disqualifications. Marshall Harris finishes 9th. Cameron Pfeiffer finishes 10th. Zachary Thornton finishes 11th. And Amir Page finishes 12th. Wow. What a finish. Honestly, just goodness. It has been such a race. So many people are just ready for it to be over. Let's bring up our number third. You can see even I'm tired at this point. Let's bring up our 3rd place finishing driver. That is going to be the number 88 of David Gibbs. Let's bring him up here with us. David, it's open the booth. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Well, that is a 3rd place finish. How do you feel?
Not too pleased.
How so?
Could have done a lot better. Just made stupid small mistakes, and that ended up pushing me back.
Well, I mean, that's the kind of short track racing, you know. You had said that before, you know. It all depends on experience, and we know you have a lot, but I don't think that makes anyone invincible.
I mean, it's a love-hate relationship, like I said. I enjoy the track, but, you know, Gets on the old nerves sometimes.
I think a lot of our disqualified drivers, we got up to 4. I think all of them can agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, still, that is a 3rd place finish. I'm sure, even if you're not too pleased with it because, you were
I mean,
in
third
the
place
front.
is still third place, but I'm not proud of how I got there.
Still, you were hunting down the top 2 for a while at least.
I was lurking.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being up here with us. Is there anyone you'd like to thank here tonight?
Well, I especially like to thank Noah for that small little tank of jet fuel we got there installed for the race. That really helped us stay up front. Especially during practice, got a little bit of hot glue laid down on the track. Really gave us the grip we needed at times.
Yes, of course.
I just gotta thank the old team owner for getting me into a wonderful car. Great opportunity here.
Well, glad that you were able to have a good race.
Eh,
Yeah.
you know,
It's
happens.
fine. Yeah, exactly.
It happens.
All right. Well, David, thank you very much for being up here in the booth with us. I do appreciate it, and congratulations on at least a 3rd.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's bring up our 2nd place finisher. That's gonna be Chris Pierce. I see you're already up here in the booth with us. Chris, how's it going?
Doing well.
Well, you just scored yourself a 2nd place finish. How do you feel?
You know, I shouldn't be, but I'm kind of disappointed.
You gotta elaborate for me. Why?
I mean, David and I really had control of that race for a large time, and then just at the end there, I don't know what happened, but Brady just ran away.
Honestly, he really did. He really did just ran away with it. I mean, you had such a grasp on him. Like, you were on his bumper the entire time up until the 2nd to last lap. What happened?
Yeah, so earlier in the stint, I think when David lost it, the rear end sweat out a little bit, and I think I maybe flat spotted the tires or something, and so from there on, the rear end was just coming out all the time, and so I couldn't really power out of the corners the way I used to.
I see that. I think I mentioned that we could see a little bit of a twitch coming out of your car every single time you left a corner.
Yeah, maybe I would say every lap. I mean, I was counter steering out of the corners, really power sliding my way out.
I mean, it kept pace for a while. It just, I think that one lap, it just got a little bit too much, and it just slowed you down just enough to allow Brady to run away with it.
Yeah, 3 to go, I thought I had him, but then it wasn't enough.
Yeah. Still, you got yourself a 2nd place finish. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's obviously a great result, especially for the team. That was a really solid result. 2nd, 3rd, and I want to say 5th for Will Cloud.
That is going to be for ERA Sim Sports 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Wow, yeah, that's definitely a great result for the team.
Absolutely, it is. Everyone to finish in such a sequential order and in a good position. No one on our team got disqualified, and that isn't, a race control issue or anything like that. It just, those are kind of the incidents that happened, unfortunately.
Yeah, the field was dropping like flies out there.
How do you feel about that, with the field just shrinking down throughout the race?
I think they knew the risks and the rules that were put in place. So if drivers want to cause wrecks and be reckless, they can do that. But they just got to know that this is going to happen.
That is absolutely fair enough. And I think for our final race of the season, maybe not the Roval, I think all of us are going to have to have a conversation to see with a very much longer race format to see how that's going to turn out.
Yeah, definitely. I think the racing's definitely there, but sometimes drivers aren't as cautious as maybe they should be, I guess.
Well, it makes a lot of sense. So thank you very much for being up here with us. That is a fantastic 2nd place spot. And is there anyone you want to thank here tonight?
I want to thank ERA Sim Sports for just having a great group of guys to race with. I don't know what the mechanics were doing today. I think they put some jet fuel in for a little bit of the race. Yeah, no, car felt great. I want to thank the broadcast team, of course, being out here, putting on a great show as always. But yeah, that's about it.
All right, thank you very much. I do appreciate it, Chris, and we'll see you soon.
See you later.
All right, that was Chris Pierce, and now let's bring up your race winner, the number 20 of Brady Floyd. Brady, it's Nope in the booth. Can you read me?
I can.
Oh, man, you are a lot louder than Chris. I got to turn you down real quick.
Sorry.
No, not your fault at all. I think Chris was just very quiet. All right, there we go. Now you won't blow everyone's eardrums out. That's on my end. I had to increase the volume. How's it going? You just got yourself a victory.
I mean, it feels pretty good. We did everything we said we were gonna do, and yeah. So.
What a race you had at the end with Chris. He was like on your bumper for a lot of that time.
I mean, he was close, but I mean, you can't really pass at this track. You gotta wait for mistakes. So the goal was just don't make any mistakes.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that happens. Thank you for the gifted sub. I do appreciate it. Nice. Welcome to the group. Sorry for that, Brady. Still, you guys ran a great race. You know, being able to finish up so high, and you know, like I said, you and Chris were pretty close at the end, but you did pull away in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think we knew coming into it, practice, that it was going to be loose. People were going to overdrive the car. And I think we saw that with a third of the field getting DQ'd tonight, and everybody else. I mean, when you have 3 people finishing on the lead lap out of 12 cars, it's definitely either a car error or a driver error. In this case, kind of felt like both. So we just, from minute one, I mean, we started from the pits. We got unlucky being involved in the first 2 wrecks, even though we were miles behind the pace field. No reason for that, but pressed on, minor damage. Just kept topping off with 1 degree in every single time to avoid the wrecks, and we avoided the wrecks. Didn't self-spin, didn't bring out any cautions, and finally, when it was time to start battling the leaders, we just didn't top off with 1 degree and started third, got to first pretty quickly, and led from there. So pretty simple race. Just wanted to stay out of it early, be there at the end. We were there at the end, and that's what happens.
Well, clearly your strategy worked out in your favor, scoring yourself another victory and almost a guaranteed championship win.
I mean, if we count the drop week, I think it might already be locked up after today. But
man, I gotta check that.
yeah, we'll look at points when they get released and decide if we want to do the Roval or not. But I'll probably be there. You know, it's fun leading. So we wish everyone well. Thank you for broadcasting. Thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you to whoever gifted that sub. That means a lot. But yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for joining up here, Brady, and congratulations on your victory.
Thank you so much. Thanks to teammates as well. Let's not forget them. Everybody watching. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Brady. Well, that has been our stream. Wow. It has been a while. Over an hour and 30. Thank you, everyone that's been able to be here for, majority of it. I know it can be really hard to stick around for, some of it. Still, we had a fantastic race, for a lot of it. So many people being so close to each other and really competitive for a lot of it. There's your final post-race standings once again. Just to really show how strong a lot of these guys were able to finish. Completely dependent on how strong you can do behind the wheel. However, I think a lot of these guys are ready to pack it up and be ready for next week. Thank you once again for the gifted sub there, Dave. I do appreciate it. And thank you for being a great sponsor. I appreciate it. So that is going to be it for me. I've been twitch.tv/4cloak here at the Frankenstein Metalworks Cup Series. Join in next week, same time, for the Roval here at Charlotte. It's going to be the road course race, and we'll see how disastrous that one goes. Well, and without further ado, thank you very much for everyone that came out. Thank you to our sponsors. Once again, that's going to be Frankenstein Metalworks. Make sure you check them out at Frankenstein Metalworks, Facebook.com/Frankenstein Metalworks. My apologies. For your custom home decor needs. They're fantastic, and I'll see y'all next time. See you next week.